going to show you a few of my favorite hip mobility exercises. And I'm just going to give you a couple. I don't want to overwhelm you with a million things to do. But I'm going to show you my very favorite, the one I use with everybody all the time. And a couple other ones. So first one is it's called a 90-90. This one is not the most amazing, but it's actually pretty good, especially if you're tight. And I think with all the walking and running you're doing, keeping your hips as happy and mobile as possible is going to be super important. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees-ish. We're just going to kind of flop them back and forth and flop. A few times there, depending on how tight you are. If you don't feel much with this, I don't feel a ton with this, so I wouldn't do it for too long. But if you feel like it's a good stretch, then totally keep doing it. A little bit longer than what I'm doing. Okay, here's my favorite. It's called a mountain climber sprawl. And you start standing up, you drop down into a deep squat. So this is the number one piece. This is my favorite thing, is this deep squat. So let's first check and see how you're doing in this position. Heels should be on the ground. If this is a no-go, let me know. And you can do this exercise without being able to do this, but I'm just curious how easy this is for you to get into. But we're gonna go deep squat. You don't have to get all the way into the squat to do this exercise. But we're gonna go from here and shoot one leg back, and we're gonna really stretch into the front of this hip here. Then we're gonna bring that leg back up, stay in the squat, other leg back, stretch the front of your left hip, and then bring it back up, and then stand up. That's one rep. I would do 5-ish. So I'll do it with normal speed. So you're here, one leg back. Inside of each of these little movements, you can stretch into them and kind of feel around. And then stand up. All right, so there's that one, and that one I would do about 5 reps of it. Then this other one is just a very simple hip flexor stretch. So you're gonna go 90 degrees with this knee, 90 degrees with this knee, and from here, when you think about tucking your pelvis under and then pushing forward. It may help to have something to stabilize yourself on, so you can kind of rest on your knee and then push forward here and just have something to stabilize yourself. What we're trying to do is get as much length from here to here as possible. If you're really tight, your body's gonna kind of be back here. You really want to try to get as much length to the front of your hip as you can. And you can kind of move around inside this stretch. Then what I want you to do is from here, open up here, and then switch. And open up the other way. A couple times through. And then we'll switch legs. Same thing. Pushing forward without arching your back. You don't want to arch your back here. So think about kind of squeezing this glute and pushing the front of your hip forward. Don't arch your back to get into it. Same thing with the rotations. Here. And here. And then this other thing I really, really, really want you to do is a chest opener over the roller. You may have seen this one on one of my videos that I just post on social media, but this one's so important. Just kind of undo your chest tightness. It's gonna hips on the floor and just your elbows out and just relax over the roller like this. And from here, you kind of got to find the right position. This is too far and it feels really bad. So if you just move up a little bit, find a spot that's fairly comfortable. But you want to feel a stretch across the front of your chest. And mostly what we're doing here is just bending your spine the opposite direction, because most people's spines are kind of always in this rounded position. So we're trying to open it up so it can get some movement the other way. So that's it for now. Kind of let me know how that goes. This would be a fantastic little series to do probably after you run or walk. You can do it before too, I would kind of do it afterwards. I feel like you're much warmer and more malleable after you're all warmed up. So if it works out, I would do it afterwards.